Shalom, shalom. We're the Desert Trumpets. We come out here week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of America, right? And the 2/3 of the Lord's own people will be destroyed, right? Because America, dealing with the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, should be destroyed. But 2/3 of the Lord's people, meaning that showing that the Lord is not a respecter of persons when it comes to sin, right? Not to mention the Lord has his preordained, chosen, elect, right, for the foundation of the world, being the first fruits, right? And what many are called, but few are chosen, and we're in the race on the hopes of being part of those first fruits. So with all that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, QaDash. I give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, shalom, to you sisters, you yahawah, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And yeah, so I'm gonna go on today because what's in the news right now? The Campbell Soup vice president said that he doesn't he won't eat the Campbell Soup because Campbell Soup is for poor people, right? Right? He also explained that the meat that is in the Campbell Soup is 3D printed meat, right? So I was actually to pull that up about the Campbell Soup. Yeah, so basically, he's a vice president. Not I'll look for them because they got a bunch of freaking TikTok goes. That's why one of the reasons they want to get rid of TikTok, because TikTok goes in. TikTok exposes you devils on a high level, man. Right? And then the algorithm is not like YouTube's algorithm. Like when it actually goes out to millions, it really actually goes out to millions and millions and millions of people. Right? When it comes to TikTok. So that's why they want to do something where they can control it, buy it, and then they can put their, do their witchcraft to it. You know what I mean? Manipulate it. You know what I mean? Like they're manipulating the stock market right now, right? You know? So Trump can say, "Oh, well, look at the stock. Look, we're doing good." Look. You know. Meanwhile, everything is falling. Everything is like grasping sand. And no matter how, the harder you grab it, the more it slips through the cracks, man. Right? That's the time that you're living in, man. America is falling, whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or believe it or not. Right? Though people are going back and forth every day. Right? We're in downtown Phoenix, and people about to go to this Suns game, Phoenix Suns game, like nothing's going on. like this dude ain't put military in each state, you know what I mean? As if this dude ain't going to war with everybody on the planet, ostracizing himself, which really is you, because he don't give a damn. He has the Cheyenne Mountains. They proved that he, Meanwhile, they're bringing out things. Was it the Genesis? Right? They're bringing out their Genesis, and then they're showing you this is basically the Terminator, which makes sense. That sister who actually the one who created Terminator, when she said it was a dream, it's proven that it was really a dream from the Most High. Because here it is. They're calling their next thing Skynet. It's actually Skynet, right? And then the other one is Was it the Neuralink?
Yeah.
The Neuralink,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Elon, right? Which goes to that company that was in the Matrix, right? It was called Let me look it up. But yeah, but it goes into the whole thing with the mind, which that's what they're doing.
While you look that up, I'm gonna play this real quick. This is a minute and 2 seconds long. It says, "Listen to Campbell's exec say its food is for poor people."
This is Arizona's biggest name in gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's at the brilliantly
From our perspective, we're looking at healthy brands, avocado-based oils, healthy. If you look at our pantry, we have for poor people, right? We have that's for poor people. Who buys our? I don't buy cannabis products, barely anymore. It's not healthy. Not that I
You
know.
got TikTok? This is a lot better one than TikTok.
Bioengineered.
This is actually Martin Bailey, the guy actually speaking.
Chicken that came from a
I mean, this is just one of a few, but he's this is in his own words, so to speak.
Right, no.
Not me reading it, but
Right,
him
right.
actually, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's enough. You know, you get the gist of what's being said.
Yeah, that's what it is. What's the other one? Facebook, Meta.
Meta, yeah.
Right? And that's what it was. It was called Meta. Meta. It says Neil in the movie AI overview. Neil Thomas Anderson worked at the software, right? That's what it was. It was a software company.
Yeah.
Software company. Meta Cortex, right? Cortex, your mind, right? Which goes into the. That's why I was thinking of the meta, because that's going into the
Metaverse.
yeah, going into the same type of thing. Right?
Well, they call it predictive programming, though, because they're just basically telling you now what they intend to bring out. You know what
sometime
I mean?
in the future. Yeah, what they're
Yeah.
already doing.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, and now is that future. When you consider back when that Matrix came out, what was that?
Like 95,
Early 90s,
94,
yeah.
95,
Yeah.
90s, yeah.
And now in 2025, we're literally
Living it now.
experiencing
Using it,
yeah, you know.
Yeah, because one of the things, the things, it's called the evil thing is called the Sentinels, right? The one that come attack them. I believe they have a company called Sentinels,
Yeah.
right? So
Hey.
they showing you, yeah.
And that's spiritual as well, because you gotta, when you go over to the X-Men series, who attacked the X-Men? In the final battle, it was them Sentinels.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, again, and we always say, you know, hey, these movies, this programming is all Esau's propaganda, because in his propaganda he wins. You know what I mean? He defeats.
Yeah. Which Apostle
You know what I
Tahar
mean?
say that in the
Yeah.
Matrix, Matrix, the Sentinels is actually the elect, right? It actually represents the elect, because that's what they're trying to prevent. They're trying to prevent the second coming of the Messiah. That's what they're trying to prevent, and that's ultimately what they're doing. So they're trying to use all that they can do. But yeah, you know, that's the time that we're living in, man. And so, let me get Ezekiel 4 and it's 13.
It's Ezekiel 4 and verse 13, and it reads, "And Yahawah said, even thus shall the children of Yasharallah eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles."
Right, yeah, that's what. Go up one.
Uh,
That's all.
Ezekiel 4 and 12. and it reads, "And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes,
Right.
and thou shalt make Salakia, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight."
Go another one. One. Sorry. This is something I'm trying.
Well, you know what you're looking for?
Because the point is in 13. Start at start at 8. The point's 13, but yeah, start at 8.
Ezekiel 4:8, and it reads, "And behold, I will lay bands upon thee."
Yeah, that's the military, right? That's what Trump is doing. He's preparing the National Guard, different military, the police, the FBI. They're telling you that they're coming collectively. That now all of a sudden they have this shooting in DC, and it's pretty much a reason to say, because you had a so-called lone wolf shooter, but then that determined for him to bring 500 more people. Well, if it was the safest place in the world, that was only one incident. You don't need 500 more people, right? So it's showing you what they're doing. They're beefing up. They're beefing it up. Pause, right? But
It says, "And behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another,
right,
till thou hast ended the days of thy siege."
right, and that's what we're under once again, right? And we're under siege. You know, we're about to be in trouble on all sides, right? And this is just the beginning of sorrows, right? You know, and that's like you said, it's just them introducing it. It's just kind of slowly crept. But people think everything is fine, but you're really under siege, right?
Yeah, they're keeping a mask on it until that last moment when they can unleash it on a full scale, and you there's nothing you'll be able to do, because 2/3 and have not prepared at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
They've not closed up the gaps. They've not, anything. They've basically, in a lot of the circumcision, man, they've left their flock with zero for understanding. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not gonna, when these things come, because a lot of these people, what are they doing, man? And I'm talking about the circumcision. They're buying property. They're preparing themselves. They're doing farming and looking to build and make schools and grow in a land soon to be destroyed. So they're not looking for the destruction. They're looking 20, 30 years down the line. They're looking 1,000 years. They're looking to see multi-generation, and
generational wealth.
Right. And Israel come up and be, perpetually and continually in the land of their captivity, just, doing a little bit better and knowing they're Israel. That's what a lot of these, congregations, that's all they really want.
Right.
Just let me be here, let me live in America, and let It says, verse 9, "Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel. I will make thee bread thereof according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof."
What do you guys do? Take a picture.
Right. That's dealing with was it the Northern Kingdom?
God bless y'all.
Yeah, dealing with the Northern Kingdom, but
Verse 10,
dealing
"And
with
thy meat,"
because each day what it represents year 300 and what was it?
it says 300
Represents a year. It's 300
and
years.
90 days
Yeah, 390
shalt thou
years.
eat
Right.
thereof.
Yeah, that was for the Northern Kingdom. So, yeah, they had a certain amount of years that before they brought in the Southern Kingdom made them what was it? Well, they enslaved them for a while, but then after a while they made them pay tribute, right? And then they brought in the southern kingdom to serve slavery. But
And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time shalt thou drink.
Right. Going to, because that's the time that we're about to go. Can you go to Revelations 6 and 6? No, I think that's that was just only that was just talking about the years that we're supposed to be in it, because it didn't go into the other. Did it go to? It's supposed to go into the other part too, and the other one. Yeah, because I know one part is supposed to be like 300 something years for the northern kingdom, and then another which comes from the southern kingdom, because he lays on both sides, right? But
Revelation 6 and 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny,
right?
And
being a penny is what a day's wage goes into a denarius, right? Going to a day's wage. So that's what it's going to cost for you for a plate for food. And that's the time that we're living in. We're not living in a time that everything is good. You're really actually under siege. That's why the prices of groceries continue to skyrocket. And then he's in there like, oh yeah, we're going to work it all out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make it cheaper. We're going to make it cheaper than when Biden was in there. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Meanwhile, it just keeps going up, right? Everything, all the cost of living just continues to go up. Meanwhile, he's bringing in troops and he's doing this and doing all sorts of manner of different things, man. Right? The thing with the Epstein comes out and comes to find out that this guy is you know, he gets on his knees and it's not for prayer. You know what I mean?
He nasty.
Right? So all sorts of things is coming out in these days, man.
Mama said you the devil.
Right, yeah. Right. But
it says a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Wheat and barley is for bread. Laham, right? Laham meaning bread. Laham, right? When you do your prayer, if you don't know how to pray in Hebrew like that, or like over your food, you know, a good easy word, like that's what I used to do before I learned a little bit more. You just say laham, barak laham, and then eat your food. You know what I mean? That's another way of praying for your food. This is basically talking about your daily bread, right? Which that's the reason why the Lord told Satan that a man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out the mouth of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, because what? Your daily bread only sustains you through in earth, but physically. But even then, the thing could be where it increase. The price of it can fluctuate, right? And then now you're about to experience hyperinflation, so to speak, towards your bread, towards your substance, right? Go ahead.
And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Right, that's the spirit of Yahawashi Yahawashi, right? The spirit that's on the prophets, on the hopeful elect, which will be the elect, right? You know. Go ahead.
And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast.
Right, the seal representing what? The Lord broke the seals too. Also, that reminds me that Yahawashi broke the seals. That's why I said, "Hurt not the oil nor the wine," right? And then it says break, and then he broke the 4th seal. It reminds me of Yahawashi breaking all 7 seals, which opens up the oil and the wine, right? This the singing that song, right? That the elect is meant to sing. That only the elect can sing, right? Go ahead.
Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. and his name that sat on him was death.
Right, and that's Esau, man. Esau's death, man. He's that one that's about to bring shame upon you, right? A lot of you got that now. You got what is it called? Buyer's remorse on voting for Trump, right? But
And hell followed with him.
yeah, and hell, right? Death, right? The grave is gonna follow after this devil, right? The earth is given into the hand. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? And death will follow after him. But
And power was given unto them over the fourth part
right.
of the earth
right, yep.
to kill
The
with
earth is given into the hands
sword
of the wicked, right? Go ahead.
and with hunger
Uh-huh.
and with death.
And that's what they're pushing right now. And that's the reason why this guy is saying, I ain't eating that. That's for poor people. Matter of fact, he said that thing brings the big C word when you eat that. Right? That brings the big C word.
And it's funny how they had those major athletes promoting it, but knowing they don't touch this stuff.
Oh, hell no.
And with the beast of the earth. Verse 9, and when he had opened the fifth seal, you want me to keep going?
Uh-huh.
I saw under the altar the souls
The beast
of
of the
them.
earth, which is Esau, right? The fourth industrial, what is called Renaissance, so to speak, right? Because that's what they're doing. They're doing a rebirth, right? Through this technocrat, being this technological age, right? So they could be technocracy, right? But
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High,
right, that's the elect.
and for the testimony which they held.
Right, that's the elect. Because some of us are going to have to be martyrs, right? Some Israelites are going to go, hey, we're all in. We're all in for Yahawah BaHaSham. We stand stiffly for the name of Yahawah BaHaSham, man. Unto death, man. We love not our lives unto death, right? 'Cause the rest of you're gonna love your life, even though your life is meaningless. You're right. It's nothing. You're nobody in this life, but you're gonna try to hold on to it, get the charagma, or try to be in it, or go out there and protest and get your head blown off, man. Right? Because you love this life, man. You're going down to Egypt for help. Right?
Let's just say in the times to come, there's going to be a lot of fringe T-shirts laying in the gutter where you folks don't rip them off real quick. Like, you know, now it's a fashion thing to wear your fringe undergarments, but that's gonna fade, man. When they start coming down, and you realize exactly what it is that you signed up for. And it reads verse 10, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy
right.
and true?
Right, and it's not much longer because now we're starting to see the effects of this thing, right? Right? Is that it? Right there?
Doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Right, and that's what, exactly. Doeth not the Lord avenge the blood of the elect, right? Of them that do wickedly on earth. Of course he does. He's going to. Right? You're not going to get away with it. Even though it's going to seem that way. Right? Because that's why it's going to say Esau is going to feel, it's going to be like when he's filling his belly. Right? That's when he's going to be in straits. That's when the Lord is going to raise up and lift up he's going to lift up a standard. Right? But you can go back. That's it on that one.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Go
So
back.
it's back in Ezekiel 4 and verse 12. And it reads, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes.
Oh yeah. See, you're supposed to eat it like it's just like a regular cake. Right? The Lord said mix this flour and things and barley and mix it together with a man's dung. Right? with the man's bowel movement, right? Smash it up, mix it up, and see, you got to think when it comes to that. In order for them, you got to actually mix it up. You know, when it comes out all chunky, you got to figure out a way to. You know what I'm saying? You ever see somebody stir cake mix? You got to, so you could bake it, so it could be like bread, so it could be like a like barley cake, bread, right? You know?
Make sure you clarify though.
What's that?
I said make sure you clarify though, because in the end he let him make it out of.
No, I know. Well, you got to keep
animal.
reading.
Okay.
You got to keep reading. Yep, yep.
Come. And thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight.
Right, right.
And Yahawah said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among.
But it said in their sight. Hold on right there. Give me 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians 4. And yeah, start at 9. Right, because it said do it in their sight, right? You must do it in the sight. So what wouldn't that make Ezekiel what a basically you know, people would look at him like, oh my God, what the hell is he doing? Because the Lord wanted him to purposely have people see him do that. Because if you seen someone put dung inside a thing, mix it together, bake it, and then eat it, how would you look at that person? You'd be like, this dude is bugged out of his mind, right? So he said, but do it in their sight so they can see. So they can, this is a representation of where we're at in this society, right? Because we're eating this defiled bread, man. Right?
Inevitably, it was what was coming for us.
That's what it said.
It was a representation.
Yeah, that's what we just said. It's a representation of what's going to happen to us. Yeah, but
what's currently? I mean, it's already.
Yes,
we're in that process right now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's where we're at.
This is 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, "For I think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles last,
right,
as it were appointed,
right, and that's where we're at. We're at when the full gospel came upon the scene. It was in the time that the apostles came, right? Because you had those other Israelite groups that were on YouTube, but when the apostles came in, that's when the 100% doctrine came in, and that's when things actually started moving, right? That's when prophecy really started jumping off the pages, man. Right? And the time that the apostles came on, when the Lord saved the apostles for last, right? Go ahead.
It says, "For we are made a spectacle."
Right, and see when Ezekiel he said, when you do this, take the dung, take this man's dung, mix it together in this cake mix, and then bake it and then eat it in front of them so they can all see it. Wouldn't that make you a spectacle? See, but that's the same thing and kind of similar. It's a similitude of us being out here, right? By making ourselves a spectacle unto you people, man. Right? Go ahead.
Unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Right? See, and we're doing this before angels and men, right? Because the Lord said what? Give forth your body as what? A living sacrifice. Right? You keep going one more.
It says, verse 10, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake.
And that's where we're at, man. Because people look at us foolish. Yeah, you can call us foolish, but we're fools for Hamashiach's sake. Right? We ain't gonna be your fool. We're not Esau's fool. Right? Right? It says if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect, but it ain't possible. So we're fools for Yahawashi's sake, right? For the Hamashiach's sake. What?
It says, but ye are wise in Hamashiach.
Yeah, but hey, you think you know all things, but we're teaching you. Thus saith the Lord, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, but every time they come with their own opinion, or they're changing doctrine, right? They're coming with this apostasies that are out here now, right? Changing up the doctrines. Oh, now heathens can be saved. Not too long ago, you was this great scholar talking about you finna bring out the daggers on all the Christians and prove that only Israel can be saved. But now you're talking about heathens can make it, right? They're gonna get beamed up with you, right? But
it says, we are weak, but ye are strong.
Yeah, we weak, man, right? Ain't we them bums? We're weak. We're weak, but you strong. You rich. You got your 501c3 charter. You got your fucking your jet setting and all this other madness, right? You know, we're weak, man. Right? Go ahead.
Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Yeah, they honorable. Even when you go into the thing, they gave Bishop Nate all sorts of praise when you go on the internet. This is one of the most prominent Israelite camps. It's one of the ones most well polished Israelite camps, such and such. Bishop Nate, he's done all these great things and these accolades. That's coming from the world, man. If the world love you, hey, you're in trouble, bro. The world giving you these things, you're in trouble. You ain't doing it right. Right? What?
Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked.
Right. See, in this present hour, we hunger and in thirst and are naked. And it's really for the truth, right? We hunger for more brothers to come in, more laborers. That's what the Lord said. Pray for more laborers. The word is plenteous, but the laborers are few, man. We're hungry for more laborers, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, being reviled, we bless.
Yeah. Y'all don't look at us great, but hey, we bless anyway. We come out week in and week out and still tell you the truth, right? What the scripture says, spare them no feelings. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression and spare them not, man. We're gonna still bless you with thus saith the Lord. But
it says, being persecuted, we suffer it.
Right.
Being defamed,
you're them bums, you're them grapists, right? Being defamed, but
we are made as the filth of the world.
Hey, what do they say? They say GMS is the worst camp in Israel, right? But the apostles, though we're not in GMS, we realize the correct doctrine, man. Right? And we see your people's hypocrite. You are all hypocrites, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and are the offscouring of all things unto this day.
Yeah, unto this very day. As much as work the elders, apostles have put in 40 years without wavering, man. To this very day, you got all these other leaders that Nate don't go out. Johanna don't go out. But he's still the on-scourer to everybody to this very day. Pastor Hart ain't nothing to nobody. Though he never wavered. He's going out all the time. That shows you something. Right? A man's work ethic should be proof and evident enough. Right?
Israel has always wanted Barabbas.
Right? But let me get Romans 12 and 1.
This is Romans 12 and verse 1, and it reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren.
I plead with you, I beg with you. Right? That's what beseech means. Right?
by the mercies of the Most High.
Hey, see, we keep teaching you, but what we're teaching you is the mercy. Yeah, it may sound rough and it's militant, so to speak, to get you in line, but it's not malicious, man. We're here to put forth the mercies of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, man. Tell you the truth, man. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible, right? Go ahead.
That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
And that's all it's about, man. Putting forth your body as a living sacrifice, right? I love pork. I can't let that pork go. Shit. Why men get to have multiple women? Why can't a woman have multiple men? Yeah, but put your body as a living sacrifice. That's it. That's all the Lord is saying, right? And it's mercy if you do that. The Lord can have mercy on you if you do that. But hey, mercy's not a big deal, I guess. You know, that's something you can just bat your eye at, look at it, right? We'll tell you that they pull the shoulder, right? Come on, it's not a big deal, right? Go ahead.
Holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable
What?
service.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
It says that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Go up above that. Just a little bit.
It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren,
okay.
by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
Holy.
Right, that's it. That's the part I'm talking about. Holy, right?
Set apart.
Holy, and what?
Acceptable
And
unto
acceptable.
the Most High.
And that's what he's accepting. He's not accepting anything less. You know what I'm saying? He's not accepting, let me stand in the middle. You know what the Lord said about that? You're lukewarm. I'm going to spew you out my mouth. Right? I'm going to go for me. I never knew you. I don't know nobody like that. Right? Right? Let me get
which
that's good.
is your reasonable service.
Let me get 1 Corinthians 4 and 21. Go to 23. 21 and 23.
1 Corinthians 4,
Uh-huh.
21 is the last verse.
1 Corinthians 1, I'm just like 1 and 4. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 4. Chapter 1, verse 21. So like it, I don't know why I said 4. Oh, because the other chapter was 4. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 21. So like it.
This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 21, and it reads, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High
by your wisdom, the world knew not the Most High. Because what are we doing? We telling people this, thus saith the Lord, but people are going through their plantation Christianity and the things that they understand. But the Lord said that you're supposed to be like a little child, right? Right? If we had it right, then we would be, we would have been good a long time ago, man. Right? But you didn't have it right, obviously. You're not serving the Lord the right way.
We didn't have it right, and it got further and further to the left.
Right.
Till we have what we have now. Something clean opposite of our Lord.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, but the world, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High.
Right.
It pleased the Most High,
right,
by the foolishness of preaching.
Right, and that world, it's not talking about the whole world. That world is talking about the world of Israel. The world of Israel, right?
Without end.
knew not the Most High, right? And that's not talking about all of them, because what? John, Peter, right? James, Luke, they were all Israelites. So it's not talking about all of them. Even the what they call wicked scribes and Pharisees. Well, all of them wasn't wicked. You had what's his name? What's his name? Nathan, right? He came in at night to talk to the Lord. Nicodemus.
You had the father of John the Baptist.
Right.
You know, there were many that weren't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
correct.
You know, hey. So continuing, it says, the Most High, by the foolishness of preaching, to save them that believe.
Right. See, that's what we are. We're to be a spectacle, and we're supposed to teach you all these things, those that you may believe. Right. But this goes into the thing. What the point I'm really bringing this out, because when you think of someone taking a man's dung into a cake and mixing it up and eating it, that's leaving you as a spectacle. But his thing was to bring forth the will of the Lord, the word of the Lord, telling you, look, if you keep going down this way, hey, this is your end. This is where you're gonna be at, and this is exactly where we're at, right? That's why the Campbell Soup owner, or what is he? He's VP, Vice President,
former VP,
former VP at this point now, right? Said the things that he said, right?
He said the quiet part out loud,
right?
Yeah, that's what that's called,
right? Telling you that gives the big C word, man. That they got a monopoly on, because they have the virus and the cure.
And,
you know what I mean?
And that goes further into they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, he could have brought that out.
Yeah, he didn't. You know, I know when his mouth was open and the words was coming out, he was probably like, well, "What's wrong with me? Why am I
saying these things?"
And on record, you know what I mean? He put that on record. He put that on wax, so to speak.
Well, there was an employee that recorded it secretly. That's why I was telling you to play the other thing, because it was an employee that secretly thing, and then the employee got fired for putting it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was.
But it was meant to happen, like you said.
He could have BM'd him for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That black and that male together got himself some paper for real.
but it could be just another thing I thought too. It could be another psyop. It could just be something they're throwing out there to you. You know, that's how the elites work too. Sometimes, yeah.
That's
because
the spirit of the Most High, man.
It's the spirit of the Most High, but it's also how Esau get down, because what changed? Yeah, this dude got fired, but what was his what's his name? RFK, who's supposed to be the health. The health thing. What is he saying about that?
Nothing.
He didn't do no press about that. So it might be something that they're just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't put nothing past Esau, man. That's the thing about this devil, man.
And they know the American public is basically cattle. They truly are the goyim, because you could tell them to their face. I remember your boy the comedian was talking about the fries. And all of this shit that they do
to the McDonald's,
fries,
McDonald's
like they can't even be touched for so many months, because the poison will kill you.
If you just touch it,
right.
Yeah.
But how many people?
But they let it dry up
right.
enough, and then they can just sell it.
Right.
And they fry it. Yeah.
And how many people you think that stopped from eating them? Not maybe one. You know, almost like those blitzes that your boy used to do in the Christian church. How many Christians came out of that and are wearing purple now? None. You know what I mean? The American people are cut from a different cloth. It says
not home of the brave, home of the scary. Yeah, home of the scary. Yeah.
And now this, they're willing slaves now. You know, they toe the line. It says, For the Jews require a sign.
Right. That's a lot of you so-called Israelites that's supposed to be in the truth. See, really, if you've seen a sign, you will actually have some type of fear. But see, it ain't enough for you that the Lord woke us up, right? No, I know that was talking about the Jews back then, but I'm just speaking of now, right? That's how you Israelites are today. You're looking for some type of sign, but the sign is, hey, look, we woke up, and there's Israelites from one end of the earth to the other now, waking up.
And the Most High understands too that the signs really don't do you niggas no good. You know, he parted the Red Sea. Sign. It did you no good. You came. He fed you in the wilderness.
Yeah,
the chariot.
The
constantly
chariot that
there.
covered them. Yeah, it covered
Constantly
them. Yeah,
there.
it was constantly.
You know what I mean?
A pillar of cloud by day.
Right.
A fire by night. Right, giving them light by night.
Right.
Constant miracle.
Moses went up into the chariot. What'd you do? You had Aaron. You forced Aaron by threat of death to build you a golden calf. You know what I mean? Sign after sign. So the Most High, like he said in the time of Jonah, hey, you're not gonna get a sign. You know, the time you're gonna have to have faith. You know, and
and the cold thing about that is they said, and we're gonna say that this calf brought us out of Egypt.
Right. Right.
That's how deep they went.
Man.
It wasn't just
right.
Small. Like you're already going off, but they went further and said, hey, this calf, make us this calf, and then we'll say this calf brought us out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yes. Like the other nations. You know what I mean? You just It says, man, what the hell? It says, unto the Jews a stumbling, no, Salakia. It says, for the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks / Hellenes seek after wisdom. You know, and that reason I say / Hellenes is because those Greeks are basically
some of them were Israelites who knew that they were Jews, but they were under the Greek customs.
Right.
And then you got the other ones, the Hellenes didn't know that they were Israelites, but they were under the Greek customs.
Right.
Or whatever nation they were under.
Yeah.
Right? Because it tells you that in Acts. It says devout men from every nation under heaven. Right? You can get that too if you want to. After you get that, let the tongue fall upon them.
Yeah, I
get it. Go.
It says unto. You want me to finish this though, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Finish that.
It says, but we preach Yahawashi crucified.
We preach Yahawashi crucified. That's what it is, man.
Unto the Jews a stumbling block. And unto the Greeks foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
But unto them which are called both Jews and Greeks, Yahawashi, the power of the Most High, and the wisdom of the Most High, because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men.
Right.
And the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men.
Yeah. And that's why we preach Yahawashi crucified, right? It was through his sacrifice is how we come back. Not saying, oh, we don't gotta worship Yahawashi. Oh, the books of Paul are done away with. No. Yahawashi must be worshipped, man. Right? You know? A regular man that's a king will behead you if you don't bow to him. How much more Yahawashi? Which he tells you that. Those who don't want me to serve them, bring them here. Do not want to serve me, bring them here and slay them before me. Right? How much more Yahawashi? When he can read your thoughts, your hearts, your mind. La'ab, you can read your mind. You may be here and you bowing and you pretending to be, but the Lord read your mind. Hey man, bring that dude over here. He think he being slick. Slay his ass. You know what I mean? The Lord knows your thoughts, man. You know, I'm on shuck and job, pretend that and the Lord ain't finna play them games, man. Right? What?
This is Psalm 64 and 7. It says, but the Most High Yeah, start at 6.
Yeah, right.
5.
Okay.
It says 64 and 5 says they encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Yeah. That's Esau, but then you Jakes too.
Oh man.
Yeah, you encourage yourself in evil manners.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll throw on some rap music, smoke a blunt, and then go what they call it, spin the block.
Yeah.
Right,
Get the ops.
Get their ops.
Hey, it was the reason why Jerusalem was called the Bloody City.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now America, this is known as the
Bloody City.
But it.
The same wicked niggas is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. And now they're at liberty to really, really turn up.
Right.
It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
Right, and that's what Trump is doing with the military. They're having these G7, G8, what do they call it? Summits, which are basically, they're what do you call it? You just said it. The word was it?
The commune of laying snares.
Yeah, they're communicating. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're communicating, going to their council. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. That's their council.
Council of the wicked. Yeah.
Right.
They come together, and believe it or not, those councils are still based on the original one.
Right.
And what was that? Where they came together to make a tumult against Israel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That council has never stopped repeating itself. You know what I mean? And they continue.
Well, that's when you get the Rex 84. You had the COINTELPRO. It's always continuing, and then they're revamping it, right? With the Jade Helm and whatever things this dude's signing, because he's doing a lot of. You've never seen nobody sign so many executive orders ever.
And that's why these nations, man, are not to be trusted, because they all have been in cahoots.
Right.
They've all made that pact to continue to keep the nation of Israel, in this, docile, unbeknownst, don't know who they are, condition.
Right.
And then
to tell them that they're the Gentiles. Right.
And when you're dealing with a people who, hey, they're good with that. You know what I mean? So you're saying I don't have to have any responsibility. I can just be black and die.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just my thing.
A dead sense of mind, and then just do whatever, because black.
Walking dead, and that's why the scriptures calls you. Hey, you're dead already. The wander out of the way of truth.
Right. Out of the way of understanding.
Understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Which goes back to the truth,
right?
Basically. So you said,
which is basically black. If you still black in 2025, Negro, colored, black, Mexican, Latino, all of these names that you've been placed under, these proverbs and these bywords, well, yeah, you technically are dead.
Right.
Let
me skip in real quick before you do that, and then can pick up with that. This is second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 1. It says, not long after, the king sent out men of Athens, showing you that Israelites were in Athens, and they called them men of Athens, which this man was an Israelite. He wasn't an actual
Athenian.
he wasn't an actual Edomite or of another nation. He was actually an Israelite, who they call Athens, or like you said, Athenian. A man of Athens, to compel the Jews, right? And so they ain't gonna listen to somebody that's outside of the because these are dudes who because if they were still following the customs in the time of Yahawashi, when even the woman at the well said, "Hey, what are you doing talking to me? Don't you know it's not proper that men of your stature not talk to us because we're different, we're of another nation," showing you that woman was a heathen, right? Because we know what happened. We know under that, was it the king? It was the Medio, was the Medio Persian king, or the under the Medio Persian Empire, they put those people there.
Was that,
You know what I mean?
was that them? Or?
Yeah, that was them. That's why they were in Samaria. That's why she was at the well. That was Samaria. That's why she was saying that. And that's why the Lord told her that you know not what you worship, but we know what we worship. You should not know now this, because she said, I can't go. They couldn't go into the thing to worship. And that's why the Lord said, hey, well, you ain't going to worship here and nor in the kingdom to come, showing you that this woman was a heathen. Because in the kingdom coming, where are the heathen going to be? On the outside. Yeah, you're going to worship, but you're going to be on the outskirts.
Except for a couple of them.
Right.
They made it onto the chariots.
Madness, yeah.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
Right. Right. So this is an Israelite man trying to compel the other Israelites, compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the power of the Most High Yahawah. Right? They say, hey, just put that off. That ain't no big deal. Like pretty much like you said. That's how they were setting that up. Yeah. Oh, you don't need to follow those. The laws are done away with. We follow this thing. This is plantation Christianity. See, don't this feel better? And clap, sing. Yeah, man, it was a good, the church was good today. What y'all learn today? Well, he said something about this and this and that, and if you put some money in the plate, the Lord could prosper you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
just don't be sad. Just keep on working hard, and God will still bless you. Just be a slave, because that's what it was. It's a slave Bible. They have you in that slave mentality. Don't just keep working, put money in the plate, keep working, put money in the plate. You ain't getting no blessing. And meanwhile, they still having you eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and you getting sick. You got all the gout, all the diabetes, and all these things. It's not to help you, right? It's not to be arthritis. It's not to benefit you, right?
How you doing?
Right. And meanwhile, they're doing that. It says, and pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, right? And you're a people before a place, so you represent Jerusalem. The Lord said the temple, the kingdom of heaven is inside you. You are the temple of the Most High, right? It says, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Olympus, and that was it Garzim? The Garizim of Jupiter. But wait, see, and this is what this is the point I was trying to make, because our people are always saying that they're the Gentiles. So it says the defenders of strangers. So now that you believe that you're a stranger, right? When you're the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the Israelites, and they have you thinking that you're a heathen, they have you thinking that you're a stranger. So that makes you a defender of the strangers, because you think you're a stranger, right? Because you think you're a stranger. You're the Israelite. You're the actual bloodline, seed line that goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But see, they want you to be a defender of strangers, and they did desire to dwell in the place, right? So they wanted. Then that's the way you Israelites are now. Y'all are pleased to dwell in this fucking place where you're defending the heathen. Meanwhile, your life ain't got no better, man. You still live in what Trump say, shithole places. You still live in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations.
Here's some paper towels. So I just want to
right. That's what he did to Puerto Rico, right? Just threw the paper towels. They had a fucking flood with a fucking hurricane came through, and all you threw was paper towels, man.
So I want to.
He didn't even know that the president of Puerto Rico was him. He said I went and talked to the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Nigga, you are the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands.
He's talking to himself.
Yeah.
It says, this is Gerizim. It's in the Bible. Is what is Gerizim in the Bible? In Samaritan tradition, it is the oldest and most central mountain in the world, towering above the great flood and providing the first land for Noah's disembarkation. Samaritans believe that Mount Gerizim is the location where Abraham almost
that's
sacrificed his son Isaac.
That's beautiful because that's where those people lived. The Samaritan woman, she lived over there in the well, that's what it is, in Samaria, which she wasn't a real Samaritan. She wasn't an Israelite. Well, they can call her Samaritan, but she wasn't from the Northern Kingdom.
So now that you read that, because you got so much meat on that, I need to jump up. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at 1 and then quick. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked."
Right.
You can eat this. You can do that. You can have all the relations with what and whomever you choose.
Yeah.
You know, all of these are secret counsel. Like he said, when he said they bought in the what was he, the Athenian man, which was actually an Israelite, but they brought him in to persuade the secret council. They made a secret council. If they see him doing it, then they'll consider it to be okay. And we know the story where you know what I mean? He wasn't going to do it, and he wasn't even going to pretend like he did it.
No, that's a different story.
Oh, okay, that's
a different story.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the other one.
No, this is when they passed the laws and made it illegal for you to call yourself a Jew, right?
Oh, Second Maccabees 6 and 6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
where's the one where they bought in? They bought in another one.
Yeah, I think that's in
to compel.
That's in I think it's in.
And he refused.
Right.
And not only did he refuse, he stood on principle and didn't even, because they were like, well, just here, eat this and pretend like it's that. And
right.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know
we get that too.
It says. But yeah, either way, there's always counsel being made to deceive and to put our people in a bad position.
And then get that after you get that one.
It says, "Who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows."
Right. That's
even
their
bitter words.
Yeah, that's their counsel. And that's part of them being the devil. When you go into the Revelation and you go into the blue letter, devil means false accuser. Right? And that's what they're doing. They're using these counsels. So how can we do this? Well, let's make a psyops. Let's make a thing, and let's have someone say this long. So you mean this one guy went down the street filled with police officers and National Guard members and was able to kill two National Guard or shoot one, in which they even changed up the story a couple of times because they said they were dead. Then they turned around and said, no, they're not dead. Then they said, oh, they look like they're going to survive. Then they turned around and said, oh, no, one died and the other one's in critical condition. Then they even tried to say that the guy who did the thing was in critical condition. But when they had a, what was it, the press conference, the dude said they grabbed him and held him down. And then one of the guys said, well, when did they shoot him?
Right.
Oh, well, I don't know. Then the dude tried to say, I don't know. But there were other cops. There are other cops somewhere when we had to get the rest of the information. Dude, wouldn't you have that information? Don't make sense. You're the head of FBI. You're the come on, man. And you didn't know nothing. Which proved that you were just making it up. And you were going along. Right? Oh, it's down. It is in 6, but it's down further. 2nd Ezra 6 and 16.
Okay.
18.
Yeah, because he was. Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about the right thing. Yeah, but that's Eleazar. Yeah. It's the same track, but just skip down. Skip down to it's 2nd Ezra 16 and 18.
bet.
Second Esdras 16, 18. I was just reading the part, just showing how, you know, because when you mentioned that thing about them, because that's what they want you to do, to become defenders of the strangers, right? Which basically like another way of saying a heathen, like a straight up heathen. Where there are Israelite strangers, but they're Israelites who follow the customs of other nations and don't realize that they're Israelites. And then you got actual strangers, and see, they want you to be defender of actual strangers. So that way that you pollute the temple, which you're the temple now. So basically what's happening is you're polluting yourself, saying it's okay to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. It's okay to do all these different things. It's okay not to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High in the way that He said to follow them, or at least attempt to, right? Because we're rehearsing the righteous acts, you know? 16, 18. Not 6 and 18. You good. Just 18. Go to verse 18. Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees.
I'm like.
Oh, you went to Esdras. I said Maccabees.
No, you did not.
No, I said I was in. Because remember, I was in the Maccabees.
That's all good.
It was the same chapter that I was in.
But yeah, just. You know, because again, you know, like I was saying, you know, these people have always set up these councils. You know, it says this is Second Maccabees 6:17. It says, "But let this that we had spoken be for a warning unto us, and now will we come to the declaring of the matter in a few words."
Let this be what? A warning to us, right? And that's what we're out here to do, to give you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Indians warning from the Most High. The Lord is coming to judge this place through Third World War, through the micro sea hip, and through intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Right? Through race wars, riots, and famine, and death, and pestilence. Right? The Lord is about to judge this place, man. So we're telling you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians to repent while there's time. You know? Hey. The Lord says, seek ye while there's time, while He may be found. And see? And as long as there's men out here teaching, the Lord could be found. Right? But pretty soon we ain't going to be out here. The famine of the word is going to hit, and you ain't going to have no opportunity to repent. Right? The Lord is going to do away with you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Right? And you can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't hear.
Violently too. You're gonna cry in that day for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna receive it.
They're gonna cringe because they're like, damn, I was right in front of those. Damn, I walked by like it was no big deal. Like and that's how the Lord gonna treat you. Yeah. The Lord's gonna treat you like you're no big deal. You're gonna make your cries, and the Lord said, I should not hear you. Right? I'm gonna laugh at your calamities, man. Can you imagine that? The power that has all the power that He can, just simple. The Lord snap His finger, it could change everything. Man, He blink His eyes, it could change your whole world. But instead, He gonna laugh at you, bro.
And He gonna use His men to do that laughing.
Right.
You know, and nothing worse than watching somebody laugh in your face.
In your anguish.
When you're in anguish and pain.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
And you can do nothing.
Right.
You know, because He's gonna mock you. You're gonna know you're being mocked. You know what I mean? In that day. It says, verse 18, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. So, hey, they were, you know, their counsel had got to the point where, hey, they were forcing him. You know what I mean? You know, he was constrained to, so he wasn't willing to do this. You know what I mean? They were doing things to force him to open his mouth. It says, but he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live strange.
Yeah, because that's what the scriptures say. We love not our lives unto death.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? And again, you know, hey, you're gonna have to know what you're part of, man. Elder Apostle Gabar, he always speaks about that. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're involved with. You know what the ramifications for what you're a part of. You know what it could be. You know, it could be that you live to see the return and are a part of that, because you could be part of that mystery, or you may be part that come back on the chariot. You know, the first to rise, those the dead in Yahawashi Hamashiach will rise first. You know, so you have to understand what it is that you're a part of.
Right.
And you have to make that choice unto death. It says, but he choosing rather to die gloriously.
Yeah, because anything worthwhile should be worth dying for.
Come.
Right. Right?
Come.
Because if you're supposed to so-called be a man and protect your woman, and she's just a woman, which it tells you that in the scriptures that her thing is you know, it's like the moon. It changes. Her attitude change. You know, a woman is finicky. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's based on if you're doing good. If everything's good, she's good. When things go bad, she's bad. And it's all about how she feels. She feels.
So when the going gets tough, she gets going.
Yeah, she get right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I had to argue with my woman today, but I ain't feelings. Hey, look, we ain't dealing with feelings, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Imagine when we out there, when all hell break loose and we have to be pilgrims upon the earth, and we just gonna say, but I feel, and as if that's gonna change anything because we feel a certain way, man. It ain't gonna change nothing.
And not only pilgrims, but when your word is gonna need to be law. In other words, when I move, you move, and we don't have time for you to second guess or have a
be
little
in your feelings.
Be in your feelings. In other words, when
I feel, I just need you to listen to me.
Right.
I just want you to. That's what she kept saying. I just want you to hear how I feel. And I've heard that shit.
And in that moment, death comes quickly.
How you feel
while you talking? Like, in other words, it ain't gonna be time for her to be able to even say, "Hey, how I feel." In that moment, when you get to expressing yourself, death can come. You know what I mean? Hey,
that'd be like Lot's wife, right?
Right, turning back. You essentially stopping to want to explain yourself is literally
like Lot's wife. Yeah, turning back. Yeah.
You know, what am I missing? You're not missing. Hey, this world is
done. It's done.
Done. You know what I mean?
Past done. You might as well be like it doesn't exist already. I mean, even though it's existing, it's like non-existent to us. Man.
America is a punch-drunk boxer that hasn't fallen yet, but it's knocked out on his feet.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's already knocked out. It's just teetering, waiting to topple over. And that toppling is going to happen. You know?
Yeah, like I like what one brother said. It's like it's on dialysis.
Right.
You know, because what you call I used to date this one chick. Her grandmother, they put her on dialysis, and they said she was going to die, but she actually went another year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But eventually, she did die. But they were surprised. She went a long. They was like, oh, she gonna die in the next month or next couple of weeks. She ended up surviving in the dialysis for a whole another year. But that doesn't mean it's not on its way out.
And the thing is, it's like she really wasn't surviving. It was the machines keeping her, you know what I mean? Keeping her, you know what I mean? In
a lot of cases,
yeah. And the thing with this place is that, hey, you know, America might be on dialysis, but the prophets are pulling the plug. They done got up in the hospital and they yanking the plug out.
Well, the Most
High.
You know what I
mean? Yeah, through the power and spirit of Yahawashi outside. You know what I mean? The plug is being pulled on this place. So whatever it is you think is going to, hey, again, we would have healed Babylon, but alas, she is not healed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let every man depart. Go back to his
back to your maker. What it says, go back to the old path, back to the old way. That's where we're at. We're going back to the old path, serving BaHaSham Yahawashi. Hey, and the man is going to be over the woman.
Yeah.
And Yahawashi is going to be over the man. Right? And we already know the Father is over Yahawashi. Yeah. They're not the same person. You know?
Right. According to Christianity, cheesy is God.
Right?
That's foolishness, man. It says, then to live strained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment. So they forced it in his mouth, and he spit that shit out. You know what I mean? But our people, hey, you would rather have bacon than save your own soul. You know what I mean? You know?
They're gonna save their own bacon.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, save your own bacon and put the bacon down.
Baking it, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that's where they at, man. Yeah, they ready to eat it, man. They ready to eat all the abominable foods. Take in the abominable kragma within their flesh or in their forehead, right? Right? They're gonna let this thing go. You know, they'll be accustomed to living a certain way, man. Right? Because even a Jake in a project live a far greater than some dude over there. And Gaza is a good. Look how they live in Gaza. Projects seem like freaking a palace right about now.
Hood rich.
Hey man, it really is though. At this point,
Hey.
look what they're going through in Haiti, or even Nigeria, or even the Congo. Shit, I'll choose the projects in any city in America right about now over them places. You know. Go ahead.
So
that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could go further, but the point was that, you know, he chose death over
The folly of this world.
And matter of fact, I do want to get these next two, because so this is where more of that cunning counsel comes in. It reads, verse 20, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, once again, that wicked counsel, besought him to bring flesh of his own provisions. So, hey, go get something that you're lawfully allowed to eat. Go get you some lamb or some goat. You know what I mean? Bring that. But here's the kicker. Such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So in other words, you can eat the lamb, but in front of these people, make like it's the pork.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? And again, it says that in doing so, he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship of them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age.
That's like the hour of temptation,
right?
Because he had to consider.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Do I go ahead and go with this, because then I can eat good? And if they're my friends and they're the Edomites and they're ruling, he would get favor. He would get these certain things. He'd be able to go places other people couldn't go, do certain things. You know, kind of with this thing where they're trying to go with the social credit score. Right, everything's going to be on how high you are on the social credit score, and where you can go, and what you can do, how much you can buy, whether your carbon footprint meets this certain status, this and that, because that's really all you're going to have is status now, because they realize you people like that, because everything is about likes on YouTube or TikTok. Everything's about likes. And people lose their mind, and people are committing suicide because they went from having this many likes to this many likes, and they're committing suicide over. So they know they could put you on a social credit score, right?
Hey, and this also goes into that, you know, hey, that having that 100% truth, man.
Right. That's
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Because when you really listen to this, it says, but he began to consider discreetly. And as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years,
right, and
the honor of his gray head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave.
Yeah.
Woo! Hey,
I got that.
Fucking around, man. Hey.
Yeah, he said, hey, yeah, that's true faith, because you say, oh, here, going into, it's saying bring wisdom.
Right.
The wisdom they say, and then what Scripture say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times.
Yeah, because that
That's what's gonna keep you from the outward
thing,
temptation.
right?
Yeah.
Going off that little bit, that little falsehood. You know what I mean? That hint that, okay, hey, I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat. I'm not really doing it, but I'm gonna portray to you that I'm going off, so that
kind of like what you were saying.
I can spare my life. I can, you know, in this world, I'm gonna give you some lies. You know, hey, you can make it, so I can, you know, get a little perks and things like that.
Right.
Hey.
Ain't that what the Jakes were doing? The football?
Yeah.
When they doing the football commercial?
Yeah.
And then they throwing the Campbell soup?
Yeah.
They're showing, they eating that stuff.
Hey.
That's 3D printed meat.
And the
that gives you you will end up with the big C word after eating that for so long.
Yeah.
Right?
Man.
You know?
Man. Hey, and
so
how many
just like if you're eating you know, SmackDonald, right? Right? You end up with the C word.
Smack. That shit is definitely yeah, man. And they tell you all the time, man, the warnings come out left, right, and sideways of these, you know, and we understand that we're gonna eat our bread defiled, because that's what we begin with. But why go the extra mile?
Well, we gotta finish because we gotta go back to that.
Yeah.
Actually, gotta go back to that.
Yeah. But you know, essentially what I'm saying is, why go further? You know what I mean? Just for pleasure. We already have to eat this shit. We already have to.
Well, they're gonna. But this is gonna be. This is more what I'm thinking about the time of the charagma, because this is the hour of temptation.
Without a doubt.
Because you got to think now. This determines if you eat at all. Now,
without a doubt.
But he says, send me to death straightway, man. I ain't taking your stuff,
man.
Right? Because even the charagma, it has like a silicone thing over it, and that silicone thing, the covering, it's like a plastic covering. That thing is actually swine. Yeah. You know, come on, it's Esau, man. Because it's got that little plastic cover, over it. It's swine.
And the C worders, because what does it say? When you get those that get it are going to have those
grievous sores.
Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, that big C word. Yeah.
You know.
Let me get that, because you said something about resolute. This is AI overview. Resolute meaning having or showing firm determination or purpose, right? And that's basically what he did. He showed a strong determination and purpose for the truth, man. For the laws of his fathers, man. Right? And that's what you gotta have, right? Yeah, that's cool. That's good.
So I'm gonna finish this real quick in Psalm 64. It says, verse 3, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at them and fear not.
Right. That's where they at. Setting up the charagma, setting up different abominable, defiled foods.
Yeah.
And they don't fear that the Most High is going to do anything, because that's in their mind. The Most High has forgot about you.
Yeah. Hey, what does it say? And shall feed them being idle with things offered unto idols. You know what I mean? It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. You know, like they said, okay, you don't have to eat it. You know, go get what you eat, but then we're going to present you to the people and tell them, and you're going to tell them that you're eating the king's meat.
Yeah, I mean swine. Yeah, I mean swine too.
But so you're really not. Yeah. You know.
So go ahead. It's okay, y'all.
So now
to use his
trickery,
to use his good name, to deceive them.
Right. Because they looking at him like they know he's a righteous man, and so if he gonna stand up in his age, then you know, you already know you ain't compelling nobody else to do shit, except you know there always gonna be exceptions, but you know, for the masses, you know, hey, they not getting down like that. It says both their inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded,
Mhm.
so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
Right.
All that see them shall flee away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So the Most High is going to destroy this place, but even the Most High, your brain, the Lord puts things in your brain, and matter of fact, if you can get that, the Job, was it Job 30? 30? Seals it in your dreams. It's Job 30. Was it Job? Oh, let me get, and I'll get it. Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. It says, "Thy sanctify thyself," right? So you're supposed to really cleanse yourself, separate yourself from the things of this world, right? "And purify thyself in the gardens," right? See, because you think you're sanctifying yourself under the plantation Christianity, right? Matter of fact, let me go up one more, right? It says, Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16, "For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, QaDash, plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, shall be many."
Right. And
They sanctify themselves. See, and that's you. You so-called Black, Hispanic, Canadian. You sanctify yourselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, right? And that's going into your this plantation Christianity, saying it's okay that you could just eat swine's flesh. Also going into the doctrine. The doctrine that is defiled, right? The plantation Christianity is defiled. Eating swine's flesh and abominable, and abominations, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahawah, right? Because you're eating swine's flesh, you're eating mouse, you're eating all sorts of abominable foods, which really goes into you being, we're in a time where we're eating our defiled bread amongst the heathen, right? It says, for I know their works and their thoughts. See, he told you, the Lord knows your thoughts. So you think you're doing, no, the Lord already knows your thoughts, right? "It shall come that I will gather all the nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory." Right? Let me see. I need to. Well, that's good. That's good. That was pretty much the point.
So this is Job 33 and 12. And it reads, "Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee,
Right.
that the Most High is greater,
Right. So
than man."
in the plantation Christianity and all these things, you're following behind these pernicious ways. You're following behind these things, eating these different abominable things. They're telling you that the laws are done away with. They're saying all these different things that they tell you.
But don't be in sin. The law is done away with, but don't be in sin.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but the only way you can sin,
Transgression
of the
is
law.
the law.
Is of the law, right?
You know?
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good one too. You know what I mean? But what was I gonna say? That was a good. Yeah, because what else they teach them? The sin is done away with. Like you said, love who you want to know, love who you want to love. Come as you are. Right?
Stay as you are.
Come as you are, stay as you are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, hey, because we understand you have to be
changed, yeah.
You know, hey, when you come to the Most High, you off. You need healing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But why would you think I'm gonna stay in this sickly estate? I'm gonna stay in the manner in which got me sick. No.
Right.
When you come to the healer, then you change what you're doing so you don't go, continue in the shit that you've been doing.
Yeah, because they told them that they're saved already.
Right.
That's not the definition of saved according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Being saved is being saved from impending doom, from them that hate you. Being saved from those who hate you, who's coming against you.
And they
That's
don't even
salvation.
consider. Yeah, it's a lot.
Right?
But they don't even consider. When you say you're saved already, then what need has Yahawashi when he returns to pull you out of the fire? You're already saved.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those of us that are seeking salvation, hey, we know and seeking our Savior.
Right.
We're not telling you we're already saved.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? None of that. I'm blessed and highly favored. Well, where are your servants?
The hell doctrines.
Right.
Yeah, the hell you're gonna burn in hell forever.
Right.
When hell is just a grave, it's just a hole. Right.
Sure.
Matter of fact, it tells you that the elite. It says the elite is gonna dig in hell to try to escape from the Lord. So they're gonna dig into hell to escape from the Lord. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Right.
Being in hell,
like
is
hell,
what they
hell's a safe place for you to go. Right? Come on. Right? Which is talking about the bunkers. They got the underground bunkers. They got the underground cities that they have. They're gonna dig into hell to try to save themselves from the Lord. Right?
Verse 13, why doest thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters.
Right, which now that makes sense though.
Yeah.
That just dawned on me about the thing about the Matrix, about the Sentinels. Right. Remember, because if you think of where they were at, it looked like they were underground. Remember, I think they were in the Matrix. They said they couldn't because the way the missiles hit, so they were underground. Right, and then the Sentinels was coming in to get them. That represents, like you said, the elect coming to get them and put them in slavery. But of course, they always have this great ending where somehow the end doesn't happen.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, somehow they always somehow save themselves from what the Lord has for them.
Esau's propaganda. Right. That's what I said earlier. His movies are propaganda of him showing you, look, no, we succeed. We defy what's actually being said, because we understand as well now that, they use the scriptures a lot to base their movies on. Aliens, the one with Will, and then that ship. You know what I mean?
Hey, the I Am Legend now.
Right.
They just got a new machine that they just built.
Right.
They about to get ready to lease it. Matter of fact, they said 20. They got a Rosie AI bot. You could buy it, and it comes and clean your house. They already have it.
Oh yeah.
It costs $20,000. You pay $20,000, you can get a Rosie robot. So they already pretty much trying to move you into that Jetson phase where nobody works. You get the
stipend.
Yeah, you get a universal basic income.
Yeah.
And then there's only a few people that have a job. Like when you go, and all that stuff makes sense now about the Jetsons, because if you think about it, he was the only person in the office, George. And then he would only get up, and then his boss. And remember, they showed you how when he would see him, the TV would flick on, which that was the phone, showing you how this what's it called?
Technology.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
That the technology was there. Yeah, the FaceTime that they do.
Meet.
Or was the Skype? What's it called? Skype.
Meet, Skype.
Right.
Yeah. Now,
showing you that was Skype.
Yeah.
At that time, from the meeting, So he Skyped them and came, hey George, and he'd jump up, because he was damn near half asleep, right?
Yeah.
And the only time he would get up is when the machine malfunctioned. He'd go in there, fix it, and then the machine is actually printing out everything that everybody else needs because they took all the jobs. All the jobs are gone. He's the only one that's working. And so he got to make sure he don't get caught sleeping, or he going to be out of a job.
The machine going to take his job to fix the machine.
No, because they always need one person. That's what they're doing. All these jobs, that's the reason why they're going to have what they call a skeleton crew.
Spacely Sprocket.
Yeah. Spacely Sprocket, yeah. And which was a skeleton crew. Because you don't need a bunch of people. You just need one dude when the thing gets stuck. Because sometimes the machine moves so fast, it'll jam itself. You just come on there, unjam it, do the thing, put a little grease on it, and it goes back, and you go back and sit down. Or you go look for another machine and see if anything else. So that's basically where they're going to. That's what they're showing you, right? Meanwhile, they're messing over the food, right? Showing you that you said, well, you should eat bugs and lentils. You should have nothing and be happy. This is what the elites are talking to you about, man.
Burgers.
Right?
It says, verse 14, for the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Verse 15, in a dream.
Yeah, a dumb man, a simple man, perceive it not. But the men of the Lord, the prophets, will perceive it, man. Right? Because you ain't looking for the Lord in his right manner. Right? But
it says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed,
right?
Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instructions.
Yep.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from
him.
Man.
Yeah, and what did the Lord do to that dude? The VP of Campbell. He hid his pride from him, because normally your pride would allow you to hide your secret, to keep your secret within. Yeah. But the Lord hid it from him and made him speak it, which you brought out. Their tongue shall fall upon themselves.
Yeah,
so the Lord hid his pride from him and made him speak out all the truth. Oh, I ain't letting my kids eat that. I ain't eating that. That's for poor people. Oh, if you eat that, that got the big C word in it. Oh, well, we ain't doing that. Oh, okay.
Keep going. Good.
No, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Yeah. So this, go back to Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. And Yahawah said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them, right? So wherever the Lord driven you, right, into the four corners of the earth, right? Because we've been scattered all over the world. But the main place that's the worst with eating defiled bread is America, man. Because when you go to France and you go to these other places, most of the food that's made in America, it's illegal for them to serve it there. So we really eat defiled bread amongst the heathen, which is here in America, Babylon the Great. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about anywhere else, right? Because it's talking about we had that in the siege, right? I believe it goes into that in the siege. And so when we were in siege in 70 AD, we couldn't leave. We couldn't go out because they had built a trench, a tumult. They had built palisades and things around us like walls. So if we ran out, you'll get caught, killed. So it wasn't that we were able to eat defiled bread then. It's talking about now. We're talking about in this time period, showing you that the scriptures, the Bible is the living word, man. Right? Yeah. So this is AI overview. It's a 3D meat. 3D meat is a food item made using 3D printed technology that replicates the textures Basically, it represents the textures and flavors and appearance of meat, of actual meat. So they basically get it to the point where it looks like meat. And you know how the steak will have the marble look? It'll actually print out the steak like with the marble look, where it has the marble cut. And then they basically they put what's it called? Broth and all sorts of different other seasonings and things inside the meat, in the fake meat, in the 3D meat, in order for it to taste like meat, right? So that it has a certain texture, so that when you cook it, it actually cooks like steak, or actually cooks like actual like meat or chicken would cook, right? It says, what is real animal meat made of? Animals, cells, grows in labs without slaughter. It's 3D meat. It says 3D meat. Created 3D meat. What is meat? What is real meat? Meat made from animals, cells. Oh, so that's what they do. They actually put animal cells in it. They'll take the DNA cells of the animals and place it within the 3D meat. So that way it kind of gives off like a living being texture, right? Cells grow in a laboratory without slaughtering livestock. So they say, hey, look, it's backwards. So we could do this, and then we don't gotta slaughter livestock. We could save money. We'll just use the 3D printer, and we could still feed the world, right? so to speak, but with the 3D meat.
And save the actual meat for the elites and the rich of this world.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So that's part of eating what your defiled bread amongst the heathen, right? It says, yeah. And I'll just read it over. And Yahawah said, even thus shall the children eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Then said I, Lord, right? You have to think of he's Lord, like what? Like a surprise, like what? Like, you know what I mean? He's really surprised. He's taken back. Like, what, Lord? Like, that's gonna happen to us? He said, then said I, Lord, Adonai Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi BaHaSham QaDash, behold, my soul have not been polluted from my youth up, even till now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, nor come abominable flesh unto my mouth. Right? And then, so this is Ezekiel, man, because he lived under the customs. He knew exactly what was supposed to be done. He's never done those things. Why? Because he obeyed the law, statutes, and commandments of our fathers. So he's looking at he's talking to the Lord like, what? Like, huh? Yeah. Huh? What?
No way.
No way. Lord, you like, wait a minute, Lord, you can't have me do that. I ain't never did that. Go ahead. I'll pick it up from right there.
Where you at?
Just right after that. Ezekiel 4.
Oh, okay, you back in Ezekiel.
4 and 15.
It says Ezekiel 4:15, and it reads, then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for men's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith.
Right, and there you go. See, And so now he's giving them cow dung for man's dung, right? But he still said do it in their sight. So even
mercy,
if you took it,
man.
that was supposed to be
mercy
mercy. That was supposed to be mercy. So instead of man's dung, cow's dung was the way of the Lord actually showing mercy. That's crazy. But he still said do it in the sight of men. So you got to think that still would make you a spectacle. So he didn't go and take a man's dung. He went and grabbed some dung from a cow, let everybody watch him, throw it in the cake batter and mixed it, and then he put it on the thing and baked it, cooked it, and then ate it. He wanted everybody to see this, saying this is going to happen to you because you don't obey what the Lord said. You're worshiping other gods. You're doing all these abominable things, right? You ain't following the ways of your father, which that's what we're telling you now. Showing you mercy, showing you to come back to the Lord because, hey, greater things than this is going to happen, man. Greater, what it says, greater sorrows, greater atrocities shall happen, man. You're just in the beginning of sorrows. And they're just telling you about some 3D printed meat right now. How much more, hey, you're going to actually be eating man's dung without any barley. Think about it. You'll probably be eating your own excrement, because if a man gonna eat his own flesh, because it speaks about that, right? About man eating his own arm. If you eat your own arm, before you eat your arm, you're gonna eat your own excrement first, right? Right. So, and that's without the barley, without the chopping it up and making it fine like flour, and then taking it and then baking it. I mean, at least that's kind of like masked, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not as, because it's not just a straight dookie in your mouth, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, was it 2 girls in 1 cup? It ain't that type of thing. It ain't that kind of nasty, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So, and when we tell you about the cake, it's H5692.
Strong's H 5692. First reading, Uga, Uga. Second reading, Uga, Uga.
And it's basically a disc or cake of bread. Cake of hot stones cake baked on hot stones. So it's basically bread. Which is like a thin,
Yeah, but that's what I said. Bread, that's what I
the
said.
same kind they still eat over there in the Levant. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's kind of like what you call them, like what do they call it? Banana bread, because banana bread's like, you might say it's because it said a cookie or a cake, because it was kind of like sweet, something like that. That's why I said it that way. You know, like a breakfast cake. You know, like a breakfast bread, right?
Yeah. Oh, you went to that?
But yeah, it's meant to be bread, basically. Laham, bread, right? And that's what, and bread represents. Well, that's what we went to Revelations 6, showing you that bread is just talking about your daily food. Just talking about, it's not talking about just literal bread. It's just talking about your overall substance, overall, and things are going to change, right?
Yeah.
Right. And when it really gets to the real sorrows, right? Hyperinflation, and then to the point you can't afford it at all. You're going to actually literally be eating your own dung, without any flour, you know. Without any barley, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be bad. It's gonna get bad.
Yeah. It's a measure of wheat for a penny, 4 measures of barley.
Right.
You know, essentially, you know, hey, in a measure, that's a cup. So, you know, hey, you look at today's average wage, you know, the average person
Like
really
about
$120
$120
a day.
$120,
Yeah.
$130.
You know what I mean? Which is shit. That's, you know, when you look at it before taxes, if you work 5 or 6 days, that's either $500 or $600 a week, which comes out to, you know.
But imagine when they do it, when they push you,
month.
when they push you to do it, and all you getting is the $2,000 for your universal basic income. So you still got to pay for your electric, your this and that, with your $2,000, and then somehow you got to be able to buy groceries with that $2,000. They're not going to give you anything more than that. They're only going to give you the $2,000 for your universal basic income. You will have to come up with the rest. either get a job, which that's going to be hard to do because AI has all the jobs. So you ain't going to be able to even have a job. So you're going to have to make that little $2,000 stretch and still try to buy you some food. And then on top of that, they're going to have the what's it called? The carbon footprint that tell you you can't have this today because you're over the carbon footprint levels.
So you figure those
right.
Pharmaceutical companies are going to get a lot more guinea pigs because they
pay you out.
Me something a couple of days ago, talking about some 2200 for a study they're going to delete. You know,
right?
Nah, you're not pumping nothing into me, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, see how I respond.
Right.
Verse 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care.
Right. Yeah. And with care, because it's gonna be much left.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just I'm gonna eat. Ain't gonna be no more buffets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is buffets are actually failing now anyway. Right? There's a lot of places that used to go places, was it Golden Corral and some of these other buffet places, Sizzlers,
Chinese buffet.
Hey, they're all collapsed. Like they're not even a thing anymore.
Right?
Because it's not.
You can't sustain the fat ass American on. You know
No,
what I mean?
with how expensive.
Right. Yeah.
With the tariffs.
Yeah.
You can't afford it, so they're going out of business.
Yeah, we go to every now and again. I'll hit the Jamaican joint, and a plate of oxtails is $30. So if I treat me and my old lady, that's $60. That's almost $100 for 2 things of oxtails.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's just getting it's getting worse and worse and worse.
And yeah, I went to one place and they don't even throw as many oxtails as the thing that they used to. It's actually even less. They throw more rice and more vegetables, mixed vegetables, than they throwing oxtails. Even though you're paying the $30 for the oxtails.
Right. You know.
Right.
Because that's I was just thinking about that because I'm fussing with my demon like shit. You need to participate because we ain't in those times no more.
Right, where the
man could,
I'll be trying to tell my
and I be trying to, you know what I mean? Because if I'm out working and you ain't doing shit, but then you know what I mean, what's gonna stop me from just going up there by myself, getting my own plate, eating my own shit, and then come home?
Throw that thing away, throw it away before you get home. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come home like what you want to eat. You know? I ain't hungry. Yeah, you know what I mean? But
you hungry? Nah, I'm good. I had a long day.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Woo. But a brother don't do that. But you be like, man, sometimes the way they act, you just be like, man, spin for your goddamn self. Shit.
There's a little more on
that? It says, they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment.
Astonishment.
Yeah.
That's the time we're coming in, man. You're gonna be astonished.
A little thimble-sized thing of water.
Hyperinflation hit. You're gonna be astonished.
No juice.
At what's going on? Yeah.
No soda. No.
I remember when I watched that. Where's that place called? It was in Africa. Zimbabwe, I believe.
Zimbabwe, yeah.
And they had the hyperinflation. The lady said she left, and the juice was $10. She came back, and the motherfucker was like $60. Yeah. It was crazy.
And the most recent event was in southern South America. They had that. I don't remember what nation it was, but they had a form of hyperinflation. And they were carrying wheelbarrows worth of money. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'll look it up when I finish reading. It says, they that may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity.
I think it might be El Salvador. Yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
They can consume away for your iniquity because your sins. That's what iniquity is, your sins. Because you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians do not want to come back to the Most High, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, your power. You are gonna perish. You're gonna like the brother like to use. You're gonna pine away for your iniquities. You're gonna die of starvation because of your iniquities. Plain and simple. Because the men of the Lord shall eat.
It says Salakia. AI overview. Venezuela and Argentina
Okay.
are two South American nations that have recently experienced hyperinflation. Venezuela experienced extreme hyperinflation starting around 2016, with the situation worsening until 2019 and continuing to the present day.
And who did that to him?
We know
Esau.
a lot. Yeah, right. Man,
Esau did that to them.
way to get that in there, because
Right.
a lot of it's not self-induced. It's brought on because they won't capitulate to whatever
They want to overthrow
Babylon.
They want to overthrow that
Right,
president.
right.
I forgot his name.
Dictates. You know what I mean?
What's the president that's there?
Maduro.
Maduro. Yeah.
Maduro,
They want to
yeah.
overthrow him.
Yeah. And now he got Russia backing him as well. But America, you know what I mean? Hey, you people in America, man, you're blind. America's a dictatorship, and we dictate everything around the world, and now that's coming home. That's why Trump is telling this military, get your practice on these cities.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Get out your blood, because you got to forget that you're a
Right.
part of them, that you're a part of this America, because America's gone, though. Basically,
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The
Corporation is
he
done.
done wiped his ass with the what's it called, the Constitution. Yeah, he done wiped his ass with the Constitution.
You know, and they all have, from Biden on, man. They've been closed that thing and sold it. You know.
But Trump is really showing. He's showing.
Yeah.
They done with the Constitution. He's the main one.
Yeah, Trump's beginning now to enact the results of that having been shut down. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because what's the Bush?
Yeah.
Bush was the one that first did it. Right. With the Patriot Act.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And then just the culmination
of
multiple.
When
Obama
came in.
He did that affordable health care,
yeah.
which initiated the MOTB.
Right.
Because that's going to be part of your health care program.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they may be pretending like they're trying to get rid of it, but they're not. You know what I mean? That has to stay in play, because in order for them to do the things that they want, it's going to be all part of the system. You know what I mean? Your health care is going to be directly involved with your MOTB.
It's what helps them transfer the wealth, because what it says, injuries done by deceit.
Yeah.
Oh, can you get that, brother? Yeah, because that's ultimately what that is, man. Injuries done by deceit, right? Wealth is transferred, and that's a way to transfer it, to make it seem like they're shutting it down, and then they have all this money, and then they saying Trump spend the money. He spent the tariff money. No, he just put it into the next, like you said, the next thing, right into what they not now they're not calling it Obamacare, but they put it into that, so that way it's linked with the MOTB. So when you get it in your hand or in your forehead, the micro C hip, it's gonna work with all those things. It's gonna be compatible with the Palantir, right, and everything else. Your digital ID, it's all gonna be compatible with all these different things.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about that too, and just shows the level of stupidity, especially among you so-called European or white Americans, because you hate Obamacare, but you love the Affordable Health Care Act. And the reason it's called Obamacare was the so-called Republicans trying to defame it and make it like it's a bad thing, because they knew you hated that nigga.
Yeah,
but
right. We'll say,
it was the Affordable Health Care that was started. They named it Obamacare. You hate Obamacare, desire to get rid of Obamacare.
Because it has a name, yeah.
Right, but it ain't Obamacare. It's the Affordable Health Care,
which is the same thing. It's
right.
And it's
know?
Basically, your point is it's the exact same. They just changed the name.
Right.
Yeah, they just
didn't even change it. They just
changed the name.
Called it that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they knew.
Oh, it's still Obamacare.
Yeah, it was no. They call it's Affordable Health Care.
Okay.
It was always the Affordable Health Care, but in order to like you know,
to get the races,
to get the you know, your name is always going to be Aram, but I make, you know, he's a bomb, and so they said, it's a bomb, but it was always Aram. You understand? So it never changed. They just called it Obamacare to make it like, you know, to make
something
to
inflame the racist
Americans hate it. But at the same time, it was always the Affordable Health Care Act,
Right.
and they loved that. But as long as they were being told that
It don't belong to some nigga.
Right.
I don't want to use something that a nigga.
Nigger, you know what I mean? Black, you know?
Black guy.
And so, and now these people have basically, once again, gone against their own best interest.
Right, which is basically going to bring in the corrupt one.
Right. Which is not their best, you know? But that's that, is it right here? You called it out perfect. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
They got it by deceit, and they're planning on transferring the kingdom to only the elite. That only that 1% is going to rule the entire world, and you're going to own nothing, and be happy. You're gonna have that universal basic income, and that's it.
Man, can I get this next?
Go ahead.
It says verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Mm-hmm.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell.
That's them. That's basically what they did. Nothing more worse than a wicked, covetous man. Because they're so mad. Oh, I don't want it to be no. Hey, you hurt yourself.
Hey, and it goes all the way back to Jacob and Esau. What did Esau do? He sold his birthright. You know what I mean? Because he was coveting that bowl of lentils. You know, that red meat, that red pottage. Shit.
Yeah. He's like, damn, that should smell good.
Man,
I need some of that.
What good is the birthright if I'm dead? You know? You ain't gonna die, dude.
Right. You might have passed out, but you weren't gonna die. Yeah.
And then Jacob would have gave you, he would have fed your ass back till you came back to life. But it was just it's too easy.
Well, that's where his name is rightly called Yahawashi, right? Yeah, that's what he's right. As he said it to, he said you can't plant it. There's two. Well, that's what it was meant to be. A nomen omen, man. It was meant to supplant you, and that's why when later on the angel came and said, "Now your name is no longer Yahawashi, it is Yasharallah." Yeah. To change it because it served his name served its purpose.
Right.
And we don't need that no more. Now we're Yasharallah.
But we know, you know what I mean? And hey, Jacob wouldn't have let, if he would have passed out, Jacob would have made sure he was all right. He would have still fed him, got him back
or his mama. His mama was there. Their mama was there.
Oh yeah. And his daddy's dad.
Well, the dad was going blind. Remember, he was going blind.
But he still loved Esau, so he would have been fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would have got his servants. They could have got his. But they had servants. They had
drug him in the house, put some shit. Throw a titty in his mouth, he'd be good. It says, he liveth, he casteth away his vows.
Right.
So
yeah, that's what they did. They cast away their help. Yeah. They cast away their because this is their kingdom now, and they just cast it away.
Poison the air, pollute the water, contaminate the ground. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? All in the name of what? Covetousness, wanting it all, wanting every dime, wanting theirs.
Even the Lord, but even the lower level Edomite, they gave themselves over to the system. Basically, you made yourself a slave.
Right.
Yeah. Because I just don't want these black people to do well. I don't want them to do well. I want to be able to be over them. And so, because you want to be over so-called black people so much, and you hate black people so much, you hurt yourself. Yeah. Now you're going to be at the bottom. Now you're going to face hyperinflation, right? So wait till hyperinflation hit, and you're going to starve to death, man. Right? Oh, man. And you're going to have ravenous men graping you, man, grabbing you.
We tell you,
right?
When they can't afford to keep these prisons occupied,
right?
They open them doors and let these monsters loose,
right?
You know what I mean?
Because what was it? All these camps talk about that. What is it? The grape doctrine. Huh? Well, let's go back to the law, and we're gonna see how the law is gonna take place. But there ain't gonna be no one to implement the law because there's gonna be plenty of men just grabbing up women, man.
Right.
And where's anyone to implement the law?
And
Right?
the thing is, none of you
Because they're not
women
going
are
to marry
betrothed.
him. They're not going to marry him
No.
and give the 50 shekels to the father.
No.
They're just going to grab him up.
And none of y'all betrothed. So you ain't gonna really have nobody to scream out to. You know what I mean? In the
Right.
days to come. They
Well,
ain't
no,
gonna-
some of them, they are betrothed because sex is marriage. So a lot of them they already all sorts of things. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying. So what do you do when the law is supposed to be implemented?
But
But these guys want to say, that's the wrong doctrine that GMS is. Come on,
when
bro.
you
We're
see
telling you
these
according
women-
to the.
when you see
to the
these
scriptures,
women,
man.
you think they, hey, what did the Messiah say? You say, right, woman, you're not. You don't have one husband. You have many. You know what I mean? Because these women
the woman
have
at the
many
well.
husbands.
Yeah.
When you see that shit walk by, yeah, she had nice cakes. But still, you already know if she's out exposed like that, then
Yeah,
what
she
does
had
that
many
mean?
husbands. Yeah,
She's got many husbands.
Yeah, he said, and
You know
the
what I
one
mean?
and the one you're with ain't yours.
Right. You know? So, yeah.
He belonged to a whole bunch of other women,
You're right.
and he don't really give a damn
know?
about you.
And most likely he's on some bullshit too. You know? Getting other men's wives, you know?
Now he probably just creeping with her because she's the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, punching bag, so to
Belongs to the
speak.
streets.
She belonged to the streets. Yeah, he was just doing something. He had his wives somewhere else, and then he just mess with her every now and then, and go back home. And we said, what was that dude? The dude said that on was on Dre.
Uh-huh.
It was on Dre album. The comedian. He said, was it oh yeah, that's his name. Eddie Griffin.
Oh.
He said, don't be trying to say this man is a deadbeat. He take care of his real kids.
Right,
you
right.
were just a late night overnight skeezer who end up getting pregnant, but he take care of his real kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember it verbatim, but
Yeah,
I remember that they did it on I think it's Dr. Dre's album, or one of those albums back in the day, and basically he was talking about like a woman, a little side chick who's nothing. She's the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's for the streets. She's community property. Everybody's tagging her.
Who knew when she got with it?
How you go get it?
He had a whole ass family.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they not
You could just
naive.
go get it. Yeah, you could just go get it. Yeah, no, he go over there, tag, do his thing, and go back to his royal family, take care of his real kids.
Women
That's pretty
are
much what he
devious,
was doing.
man. They're
You know what I mean?
they're demonic. You know what I mean? So
Right.
she'll know he's got a situation. She'll know he has a family.
Well-
She'll know the condition of this world where she can't be. You know what I mean? His wife ain't fixing to accept that shit. You know, this ain't in our sovereignty when we could have multiple, and she couldn't say shit. Now he can lose everything, including his family.
Yeah, me
You know what I
too,
mean?
me too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah.
hey, we're not in those times.
Over a chick that have many husbands.
Right.
Right.
You know, and he leave his wife for you, and you still stanking around the neighborhood. You ain't
Right.
fixing to get
And
committed.
even if she didn't, man,
know?
her reputation is tarnished.
Man, gone. What
Right.
reputation? Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, so what
You have
would
a
you do with that?
reputation of
And I
being a
believe
whore.
that's the reason why the Lord said the one you with is not yours,
Yeah.
because he's somebody just kind of trying to make sure nobody see
You
him.
home?
Yeah. He doing the late night. Yeah, the late night, the late night creep.
What you doing?
Yeah. Back then when it wasn't no phones, you have to the late night creep. You actually literally have to go over.
Yeah, he works overnight, so he's out all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He had to
it's
go
my
over there and
lunch
sneak.
break.
Sneak
it's
through it.
4 in
Yeah.
the morning. I'm on lunch break. Come here.
Right,
Tag.
come
Let me
here.
holler at you.
Tag it up real quick.
Yeah.
Go back to work.
I'll
Come
holler.
back.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, don't tell nobody else. Here a little money.
Yeah.
Because it was probably because it was probably hard for her to get a job.
Couple shekels. Yeah.
Yep. So
You know?
gave her a couple of shekels probably because she was known as the neighborhood, hood rat, so to speak.
Yeah.
And everybody looked down upon her, so it was hard for her to get money. That's the reason why she went down to the well when the other women wasn't there, because they would beat her up, they'll slap her, they'll talk crazy to her. So she would go down to the well after the other women left. She would go down there by herself because she was all scouring of the community.
Yeah, them other women's
Opposite.
husbands was tapping it, and they knew it.
Right, they hated her for it. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. You know, Yeah.
Oh, let me get the,
what they say though, you know, it's the oldest profession.
Oh yeah, come on, absolutely. Let me get the 2 Kings 25. And matter of fact, before you get that, since we were talking about that, get the 2nd Esdras 6, and is it 40 or 30? When it talks about you should see it when it and then go to that 2nd Kings after that 6, and then talks about the righteous woman that's against the virtuous woman against the is it 30?
This is 2nd Ezra
16. Yeah, that's where I believe it's in 16. Yeah. Go down to 4. Is it
2nd
4?
Ezra 16?
Yeah. 2nd Esdras. Yeah, 16. Yeah. No, 16. No, not 6. It's in 16. 2nd Esdras 16. I don't know exactly. I don't know if it's 40 or it wasn't 30 because I seen you looking at 30.
No, I was in 2nd Ezra 6, not 16.
16. It's like it. I don't know if it's 30 or 40 or something like that. 'Cause it talks about it talks about the virtuous woman. I'll look at it. Hold on, let me find it. Righteous speak, virtuous against or in 7
We're at 2 hours and 11 minutes. It's 4:30.
virtuous 16. $40, 49. That's how I said 40, 49. There it is. Yeah. 49. 2nd Esdras 16 or 49. I know it was 40. I was like 30 or 40. I couldn't remember. But 49. That makes sense. Second Esdras. 16.
Somehow it jumped
Kicked you
out
out.
of the 1611.
Ah. You got all that time like that. What's it? Kindle or whatever that thing is.
No, this ain't no Kindle. 2nd Ezra 16. You said 49?
Yeah, 49. Because since you were talking about that, yeah, because that's ultimately what. Because that's where we're at right now. It's going to return to that. It's going to return. That's how it's going to be. Because a lot of you women, you're of that cloth. So it's going to come back to that, right? But
this is 2nd Ezra 16. I'm going to start at 48. The more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
right.
Like as an whore
Right.
envieth a righteous, a right honest, and virtuous woman.
Right, see, and that's ultimately what it was. She envied all the virtuous, righteous women. So she would sleep with their men, do this, and then they hated her, so she couldn't go to the well the way she wanted to go to the well, you know. And that's a thing to have. Community, because it tells you that it's good for brethren to dwell together. You know what I mean? The Lord didn't make you to be alone. The Lord said He made two. He said that He didn't make man. Man should not be alone, or even a woman. You shouldn't be alone.
Here
Right?
it should fit right in America.
Yeah. She's here.
She'd blend right in like
here. You gonna tell her?
man.
She the number one,
Man.
right? Because here, that's exalted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she's the top thing. All
The
the other
virtuous
young
woman
women
is looked down
upon.
upon.
Yeah.
You still a
But
virgin. Ugh.
Right.
What do you mean? Ugh.
right? But that's going to be the opposite real soon. Right? Go ahead.
It says, so shall righteousness have iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her
Well, you
face.
said that, I think you said it wrong. You said the righteousness has to make righteousness not going to happen.
And so shall righteousness have iniquity.
And what is it?
Righteousness.
Have,
Verse 50.
oh, have iniquity. Oh, okay. Okay. I was about to say righteousness.
Get it out of reach.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
When she decketh herself, so it's saying when she
Think
goes
she's
off.
right. Yeah, she's right. Yeah,
when
she
she
goes off.
Yeah.
Righteousness have iniquity. Yeah.
And shall accuse her to her face.
Uh-huh.
So basically, it's gonna,
She's going
like
to change.
a mirror.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to change around. Yeah. It's going.
When he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth.
Right.
We know who that is.
Yeah, Yahawashi. Yeah.
He's coming to judge and make war. So and make war with the wicked.
And that's for you men too.
Yeah,
Ultimately, that's for men and women. But it's but we're just using it for the woman on the well right now who was talking about that. Just saying, because now it's going to change. The righteous woman is going to be able to look down on you, right? And that's us. Now we're able to look down on plantation Christianity, telling you can eat all these different things and do this and do that, and still not have a clue. They don't have a clue what's going on, right? Oh, let me get the second address. Let me give me that Second Kings.
Okay. What is it on that one?
Yeah, Second Kings. Just skip down to 28. Yeah.
This is Second Kings.
Then go to 30. Yeah.
Second Kings what?
Second Kings 25 and 30.
Okay. Second Kings 25 and verse 30, and it reads.
Oh no, go up to shoot. Go to 27, please. Start off at 27.
Second Kings 25.
Yeah, Second Kings 25.
There is no.
25 and 27. Start at 27. You're not in Second Kings. Here, I got it right here.
Second Kings 25.
25. Here, I got it. You can just read it right here.
It says in verse 27, and it came to pass in the seventh. And it came to pass in the 7th and 13th year of the captivity of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, in the 12th month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, that Evil-Merodach, king of Babylon, in the year that he began to reign, did lift up the head of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, out of prison.
Right, I wanted to read that because it's saying that we were in captivity. And this is the king. The king of Judah was in captivity, so it's talking about the Jews, which I believe that was dealing with the southern kingdom, was in captivity.
King of Judah.
Right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Even now, we're in captivity. So watch this.
Yeah, and our king was here with us, man.
Yeah.
And he spake kindly to him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon.
So he went ahead and took him out of the dungeons and sat him up, and then and there had to be the Lord set him above all the other kings, right? Because there were other kingdoms that they had probably overthrown, and then this is where vassals. They were basically making them vassals, so to speak. They're making them honorary people and making them, but
and changed his prison garments,
right?
And he did eat bread continually before him all the days of his life. And his allowance was a continual
his what?
Allowance.
Allowance. And what are they talking about now? Giving you a universal basic what? Income. Which is what? An allowance. Which is going to allow you to eat. That's the only way you're going to eat. And then you have to get the charagma. Right? And you have to get the market of the micro C hip, right?
It says
right. You have to be compatible with this fourth industrial system, man. What's it? What do they call it? Digital. What they call what's it called? They're digital aristocrats, right? They're digital aristocrats, so to speak, right? Go ahead.
It says, and his allowance was a continual allowance given him of the king, daily rate.
A daily rate.
For
Talking about your
every
your daily bread, right? Your daily bread. See, imagine, you got to understand this. This is talking about this going into your universal basic income, right? That's pretty much what they're doing. The similar thing what this king was doing to Jehoiakim, right? Giving him an allowance, and this is just enough for you to buy your food, this and that, and live a certain way. And you have to, but you have to be under me. You have to be under my control, right? But
all the days of his life.
And that's what they want you to do. Get the digital all, and now you're a perpetual slave all the days of your life, right? Eating your defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, right? So, call Loyum, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. Yep. So, we're going to give all praises, and all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, QaDash. Like, give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Yahawah, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And the Bible ball. Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Shalom, shalom, Akim.
Shalom.